All right, we are back on day 2 of the Ashley Benefield trial. Day 2 starts off with her mother. This is Ashley Benefield's mother. She was questioned about that day that Doug was shot and killed by her daughter, Ashley Benefield. So on the day, September 27th of 2020, Ashley's mother took her granddaughter Emerson to the park nearby the home. She just testified to being at the park with her granddaughter, and that was pretty much it. They didn't ask her a ton of questions. She was very nervous, and she said that she was scared, she was nervous, and her daughter have a really close relationship. So she was really not forthcoming with prosecution as she was with the defense, but they didn't ask her a whole lot of questions. So all we know is that they had a good relationship. She was out at the park with her granddaughter, and that's about it. This was an interesting encounter. This is a psychologist, a clinical psychologist. She met Ashley in 2018. She was her psychologist and then turned friend because Ashley came to live with her and her family in 2018 for about 8 months. I don't know how the whole relationship between them, they didn't go into detail about it, but basically she was a little interesting. She was asked if she had seen any bruising or anything on Ashley, and she said that she didn't see any swelling on her face or anything of that nature until after the fact. I don't know. It was kind of weird that they called her up. It was her psychologist, but they didn't ask about her mental state, and I'm sure they probably wouldn't have let that in anyways. But overall, I just felt like, what was the point? We knew that she was a psychologist initially, and then she was a psychologist turned friend, and Ashley went to live with her for 8 months. That's about it. All right, so here's a little bit of meat and potatoes here. This is an attorney. She is the attorney for Douglas Benefield, the victim here. And she testified that Douglas came to her wanting to meet his child. He had not met his child for 5 weeks after the birth. They had no idea that she was even born. So this attorney drafted motions to submit to the court so that he could get some parenting time, which he did get some parenting time. She also helped him with drafting documents for divorce as well. I don't think the divorce ever went through. It's not clear right now if they ever got divorced, but basically she said they went through hell and back during court, with Ashley not responding to some motions, and then at the end of the day they received notification that Ashley was trying to put a restraining order on him. What was interesting about her testimony is that she brought up the fact that one of the days of court, Ashley showed up with the child. She immediately asked Doug if him and his attorney were dating. Very interesting, but they, of course, didn't allow that in. They objected to that. So she did say, after not seeing Doug for a while, all of a sudden Ashley wanted Doug and the baby and her to get in the same car and spend his parenting time together. She said she was against it because it is her client and it is her duty to use her best judgment and tell her client absolutely not after the hell that we just went through. So he insisted that he was okay with going forward, and she was like, I don't think it's a good idea. She basically alluded to the fact that she thought Ashley was trying to plan something or be devious and, try to plant something on him to screw everything up. But apparently it worked out for 11 months with their parenting schedule. And Ashley even allowed him to see their child more than the time that was allotted by the court. So case is still going on. I'll be back.